There, Ginger Curley, you found me. Today we're going to talk about that money they're talking about giving back to your Social Security check. You've heard the commercial, right? We can put as much as $150 back into your Medicare prescription, your Social Security check. I can't even say it. It just drives me crazy. I can't tell you how many clients I've had to call me and say, Ginger, where's this money that they're saying they're going to put back in my Social Security check? Okay, I'm going to address that. I'm going to explain that to you. But before we get started, if I say anything helpful, if you like anything that's going on here, don't forget to click like. And my contact information is down there too. So if you need to email me and ask some further questions or something, by all means do so. How do you get money put back in your Social Security check? Well, most of us are going to have to pay a Medicare Part B premium. Right now in 2021, most people are paying just under $150 every month for their Medicare Part B premium. But there's a way they can pay less. You can get it put back in your Social Security check. And that is, now by the way, when I discuss this first way, don't go, I don't qualify for that. I don't need to watch the rest of this. There's actually two ways. I'm going to explain the first way. And if low income isn't the way, because that's the first way, then there's another way, and we'll talk about that. So, low income. If your income is low, you can apply for assistance to the government. Now, I'm not going to go into what the exact numbers are because state by state, it's a little different. If you've ever had a chance to get out and look around, state by state, the average cost of living is higher or lower. The average amount that people make state by state is a little different. And so state by state, they're going to say, this is low income here, this is low income here, this is low income here, this is low income here. So it's a little bit different. So you need to call 1-800-MEDICARE. The number is 1-800-633-4227. Okay. I always remember 1-800-MEDICARE, but the actual digits, 800-633-4227. Now, when you get a hold of Medicare, you say, I'm having a real hard time making my ends meet, and I was wondering if I could apply for assistance for the cost of my medical expenses. And they're going to ask you some questions about your income and stuff like that. Now, don't worry about it. You can give private information to Medicare. It's not a scam. If someone were to call you and say they're calling from Social Security office, or they're calling from Medicare, or they're calling from this or that program, I wouldn't give them any information. It's probably a scam. But if you know you're calling Medicare, then you know they already know a lot of stuff about you. They're just asking that private information so they can go exactly, who am I talking to? Okay? And they'll ask you some questions about your income and such. And if you are low income, they're going to help. There are basically 3 different levels of assistance in this Medicare, Medicaid actually program. The first one is, they'd say, well, yeah, your income's a little low, so I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to cover the cost of a Medicare deemed prescription drug plan, and will greatly reduce the cost of your medicines. Some people are rolling their eye like, oh boy, be my luck they'd say that to me, and that doesn't do me a bit of good because I don't take any medicines. But here's the thing. You've heard about those Medicare Advantage plans where they roll up all your Medicare benefits and they put a prescription drug plan in there for free? Okay, well, you know there's an actual cost to that. And so if they're willing to pay for you to have a prescription drug plan, then they're going to pay into a Medicare Advantage plan if that's what you're using for your prescription drug plan. Now, there are some Medicare Advantage plans that have a 0 monthly premium, but there are some that have like a $20 premium, some that have a $75 to $100 premium. Obviously, the more premium there is on the plan, the lower your co-pays, deductibles, and co-insurances are going to be on the plan. For instance, a zero premium plan might say, oh, you don't have any cost to see your primary care physician, but a specialist, that'll be $50. Now, maybe a $20 plan would say, oh, we don't have any cost for you to see a primary care physician, but a specialist would be $30. So you see what I mean? The co-payments come down a little bit. So if you're getting help with your prescription drug coverage because the government has said you've got a little bit of a low income, and so we're going to cover the cost of your prescriptions, you could actually afford to go ahead and get that $20 plan. And depending on your state and that level of assistance, maybe they pay $11 of it, maybe they're willing to pay $22 toward your prescription drug plan. But whatever, that means you could get that $20-something plan either for free or for just a couple of bucks. And then you have that stronger coverage without it costing you more. So that would be good, even if all you had was level 1 assistance. But here's level 2 on the 3 ways of assisting. Level 2 is where they say, oh yes, you definitely are in low income bracket. So what we're going to do, we're going to do 2 things. One, we're going to pay for a prescription drug plan and make it so that your prescription costs are greatly reduced. And secondly, we are going to subsidize the cost of your Medicare Part B premium. At this time, most of us, the average Joes out there and Jolenes and all that, will be paying almost $150 a month in their Medicare Part B premium. It's $148.50 right now in 2021. So if they were to put that back in the Social Security check so that when it arrived in your bank, they hadn't already snatched $150, you'd have $150 more in your account. And so that's how you could get the full $150, well, $148.50 back into your Medicare, your Social Security check, because the government would subsidize the cost of your Medicare Part B premium. Now, the third level, as long as we're here, I'll tell you that too. The third level is where they say, okay, you have very reduced income. We're going to cover the cost of a prescription drug plan and give you reduced prices on your medicines. We're going to subsidize your Medicare Part B so that you don't have to worry about the Medicare Part B premium. And thirdly, we're going to cover all those co-pays, deductibles, and co-insurance that exist on Medicare. And so that's when you get full-on Medicaid, QMB, or whatever it's called where you live. And at that point, you can then look at Medicare Advantage plans that are called dually eligible plans for people that have both Medicare and Medicaid. And you can have all that stuff covered. Plus, they give you lots of extras like some hearing insurance and dental insurance and eye insurance and over-the-counter things, a certain amount of money worth of stuff you'd buy at a pharmacy. A lot of them have gym memberships, all sorts of extras. But that's just level 1. What about level 2? Excuse me, the first way you can get your money put back in your Social Security check. Most of us already know about that one. There's actually a second way you can get some of the money put back into your Medicare Part B premium so that you'd get less money taken out of your Social Security check. There are a lot of Medicare Advantage plans that have a give back program where they give you anywhere from like $20 to $50 a month back into your Social Security check. Now, remember a moment ago I was talking to you and I said you can find Medicare Advantage plans all the way from like $0 all the way up to $100 and something. Obviously, the one that's $100 and something, the co-pays, deductibles, and co-insurance on the medical things that may be happening in your life are going to be smaller than those that have no premium whatsoever. Also, if it has no premium, plus they're putting, say, $40 back into your Social Security, of course, that means the co-pays, deductibles, and co-insurances on that might be a little bit more than what you're used to having on your zero premium plan, or even one that's much more. But there are some people that their income is tight enough that they don't care. Because if they do have to use the plan and they end up with a bill, they'll just make payments. If I have to pay $5, $10 a month to be in the hospital, so be it. And what does it matter if I had a zero premium plan where the cost was $250 a day for the hospital for 5 days, or if it was $300 a day for 5 days? It's going to take me forever at $5 or $10 a month to make that payback anyway. And so it's different things you got to weigh like that. So it's not necessarily a bait and switch when they say, we could put money back in your Social Security check. Call us to see if you qualify. What they're trying to do is they're trying to get some business drummed up. You know, they'll try and help you to see if you qualify for assistance from the government. And if you do, fantastic. If you don't, they'll say, well, we can help you look at your Medicare Advantage plan and see if we can find you one where you can have a lower monthly premium and perhaps even have some money put back in your Social Security check that way. But as I've said before, your best bet is never to go directly to the insurance company. You need to find yourself an independent insurance broker agent like me, Ginger Curley, right here. Because the thing is if you call an insurance company, whether it be XYZ, LNP, whatever company, and by the way, I'm not saying the names of any insurance companies because I don't want you to think I'm advertising for them, or because I'm going to say the name of some company and not say your favorite company's name, and then you feel like, oh, she doesn't like my company. That's not true. The thing is I'm not advertising for any of those companies. I work with a lot of different companies. When I work for someone, I'm working for that person, that Medicare recipient. And your circumstances are going to be different than anyone else's circumstances. It depends on so many things: where you live, what your income is, what your health is like. The plan that may suit you the best may not be the plan that suits someone else the best. You could be next door neighbors, you could be sisters, you could be cousins, as close as you could possibly think, and still one plan would work better for you and one plan would work better for them. And so it's always a good idea to get in touch with a good Medicare insurance agent broker that deals with a lot of different companies in your area, and say, hey, I'm looking for a plan that does this. Is there anything like that? And, or maybe there's a special need plan for people that have diabetes or heart issues in your area. Some areas do have it and some areas don't. Maybe there's a special need plan that would work out really well for you if you have low income subsidy but not full on Medicaid. It depends a lot on where you live, what you have in place, what your health issues are, as to which plan is going to work out the best for you. There was one company in particular I hadn't written in a couple of years, and I wrote it just a couple of years ago because one of my clients said, I have this issue and Medicare says I can be tested as much as once a year, and every year I have to go and get a second test for this issue, and my doctor has to jump through all sorts of hoops to get it approved. But he said, if I go with such and such company, they never give me any trouble to get that second test every year. And so I was like, fantastic. They're a good company. I wish more people would take it. I know their network's slightly smaller than a couple of other companies in the area, and so that's why they don't take it. But it's a fantastic plan. So if your doctor takes it, I know the hospital does, let's go for it. And so, everyone's situation is a little bit different. So to recap, if you want to put some money back in your Social Security check, one, see if you qualify for extra assistance. And if you don't, okay, you can always look at those Medicare Advantage plans that have a give back. And if one of them appeals to you, fantastic. Otherwise, stick with what you got If it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. Well, anyway, something like that. Remember, October 15th through December 7th is the time everyone looks at next year's plans. Just because your plan's been the perfect thing this year doesn't mean there's not something a little bit newer, a little bit more you. So take a look. Talk to you later. Bye.